Hello, and welcome to the Toolbox training on adding and dropping classes. Until the end of the add-drop period, students may make changes to their registration without incurring financial or academic repercussions. The add-drop period lasts for the first 8 days of the semester. For block courses which do not meet for the entire semester, the add-drop period only lasts for the first 4 days of the semester. During the add-drop period, students can make the following changes: add a class, drop a class, change sections, or change grading options. Once they receive their PERC number, students can add or drop classes without approval of an advisor. However, it is a best practice for students to discuss changes to their schedule with an advisor. Students make these changes through their WyoRecords registration page. From the registration menu, select Register for Classes. After selecting the correct term, the student can then view their registration panel. This summary shows any classes they have officially registered for. To drop a class, the student can use the drop-down menu in the Action column to the right of the course listing. They then select Drop via Web. Finally, they must click Submit at the bottom of the page to make the change official. If a student drops a class during the add-drop period, it is not listed on their transcript, it does not affect their GPA, and it does not count as an attempt of the course. To add a class, the student follows the same procedure they used to look up and add classes during registration. For details, review the related Toolbox video. If a student wants to change the grading option for a class during the add-drop period, they can also complete that step through their registration screen. First, they need to click Schedule and Options from the top menu. Next, they can click on Letter Grade under the Grade Mode column. The drop-down menu that appears provides options for grading. After selecting their desired option, the student needs to click Submit at the bottom of the page to save the change. If a student comes to you for advice about whether or not to add or drop a class, here are some good questions to ask. Why do you want to add or drop this particular class? If you are adding a class, how many classes will you have missed by the time you add this class? Recommend the student contact the instructor as soon as possible to make up any missed work. How many hours are you currently registered for? 12 is full-time, 15 is average, 20 is the maximum allowed. If you are dropping a class, do you plan to add another class to replace this one? If you are adding a class, do you plan to drop one of your other classes and replace it with this one? Will this affect your financial aid, for example, Hathaway Scholarship? Recommend the student speak with financial aid before changing their schedule. Are you going to be working this semester? If so, how many hours? Research in higher education shows that students tend to perform best if they have about 15 credit hours, which structures their time without overloading them. However, each student has a unique set of circumstances, and best practice is to ask them questions that promote self-reflection. This has been a short overview of how to assist students with making changes to their registration during the add-drop period. Thanks for watching.